like, not up at the 7:30.
You gotta be careful going to places.
Maybe 2024.
No, because
Like, it's,
no one knows how to do anything down there. We're used to it. They go.
it's only $2.
Call the meeting to order. Please rise. I ask that you join me in a moment of reflection on the business that's before us this evening. And please join me in a pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please take the roll.
Alderman Brennan. Here. Alderman Begley. Alderman Basso.
Here.
Alderman Lewandowski.
I am here.
Alderman Key.
Here.
Alderman McGovern.
Here.
Alderman McGrogan.
Here.
Alderman Clifford.
Here.
All right, we have some special presentations, but also we're going to move those down a little bit. So let's go with the consent calendar. The approval of the city council meeting minutes from December 17th, 2024. The approval of the payroll and voucher list for the period ending January 3rd, 2025. And also a period of payroll for period ending January 17th, 2025. Need a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Moved.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Brennan. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
All right. No sealed bids. Under my report, first of all, I'd like to, unfortunately, accept the resignation of Alderman Jerry McGovern. As informed me the other day, he's going to do that, and so this is actually kind of the last meeting right now.
Yep.
And we do have a little bit of stuff for you, Jerry. If you got a couple minutes, I'd like to pass on a couple of little things.
Oh, jeez.
Come on up here.
All right. Sweets. Well deserved.
Jerry, just says, in appreciation for 14 years of outstanding service in the city of Palos Heights as Alderman of the 4th Ward. So, thank you. Appreciate all you did.
Thank you for my first appointment.
Yeah, well,
How's that?
not bad. And
The first year I was here, you would appointed me after Art had left,
right.
and I learned to pass it on.
In that vein, we're going to pass something on. This is, Art Phillips actually gave this to me when he left, and I had it in my bookcase for a number of years, and it's a fitting from the water department, I assume, something like that. Some of you public works guys may recognize this. And inside of it says, there's a badge. It says Alderman, City of Palos Heights. So that's for you to have.
Thank you.
So.
That adds to a heck of a collection of stars that I have.
You've got a whole bunch of stars in your career. Now you got another one.
I got
Why
one.
don't you say a few words?
I got one from the city. I got one from Chicago, one from the county, and now I got one from here.
Well, very good.
Thank you.
It's been a
Thank you
pleasure
very,
having
very
you with
much.
us all those years, and you're going to be sorely missed, and come around anytime, as you know.
You know darn well, this is just, we're lucky out here because you, him, her, him, especially him. Her and him is a double special. But you've always came together as like one good, solid team. And everybody out here just kind of works together, and you create a fun place to be. It really is. You call on the phone, and information just comes right out without a problem. And that's you doing it.
Well, thank you. It's a two-way street. Everyone works together. That's the whole idea.
Well, that's the whole idea. But you're the guy on the top that gets the benefits.
Thank you. Good job. Thank you.
We'll see.
All right, Joe.
All right, good night. Thank you very much. Take my seat for about 10 more seconds and keep it warm.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, before Jerry leaves, we go back a long time. We both served in the same branch. And so I'd just like to say to him that he forgot to ask permission to go ashore. And that is granted, and bon voyage in your next ship, your next port of call, your next duty station. So with that, it was a pleasure to know Jerry for all the years since grammar school, high school, and service and everything else. And he's quite a guy, and his brother Ed and his whole McGovern family. I'd just like to wish him the best in his future endeavors. And I'd like to thank him for not only his service to his country, but his service to the city of Palos Heights.
You know, for 14 years, I've had a publicist. And he's been sitting right next to me for 14 years, every night of the week. Somewhere along the line a couple of years ago, he decided to get in touch with my wife, and they turned around and found an old picture of me from Vietnam. And the next thing you know, was Veterans Day, and the mayor decided to give it to me at a Veterans Day presentation. And it is really, really a pleasure to be among everybody in this place. And I'll continue to say it until I have to give up the chair to that. Yeah.
Well, he's being modest. That little picture was what, the cover of Life or Look magazine?
Page, really, and truthfully, it was page 57, but I'm not bragging about it. October 66, of which we found, that's my wife sitting over there, by the way, Carol, but we found, what, in Indiana, didn't we find the original that we have of Life magazine? It was somewhere out in southern Indiana. And then John Hanley found another copy of it for me, and he gave me a second copy of it. So, but yeah, I've been blessed. It's very lucky. Truth of reality is, when I did go to Vietnam, I went as a battalion landing team for our unit, and from our platoon of 41. I knew there were 41 of us that landed. The day I left, there were 5 of us. We really took some hits. And last week, Lynn and I were over down in Camp Pendleton. One of my little leaguers actually retired from the Marine Corps, and he just ended up a colonel. That's all. And he invited us to go down to see Camp Pendleton for his retirement party. So we had a wonderful 5 days together out there and just enjoyed ourselves, and learned how to not to play. We learned how to stink at darts. So
Great, Jerry.
but thank you.
That's one quick note on the picture. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the picture that I had made up after me and Lynn conspired to give this to him. He didn't know, but a friend of mine put it together, and what it says on there, it's Purple Heart, distinguished on the one side, October 1966, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines, Sergeant Jerry McGovern.
Yeah.
And the picture I have is 18, 19?
I was 18.
18 years old, out of Mount Carmel, riding point, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, the whole squad or platoons behind him. He's up in front with the M14 riding point, which everyone knows it's a very precarious position to be in. But in the background, those mountains is North Vietnam. That's how close they were. But
Yeah.
so when I say this, I got the brainstorm. Oh, maybe I'll do this for him, and with the mayor's consent and everybody else, we did that. We presented to him, and I think it was well deserved. Good,
Yeah.
Steve.
Next to a hero.
Mr. Mayor, if I can, real quick, I just want to say a sincere thank you for everything I learned from you, Alderman McGovern. And I'm sitting here, I'm listening to everything, a lifetime of public service, from the Marine Corps serving our nation, Chicago Police Department serving the city of Chicago, and now, retirement from here serving our city of Palos Heights. Your community's got smaller that you served, right? The nation, the city, and
I
now,
get older as I
now
go.
Palos Heights. But your impact has always been the same, and I just want to say thank you for everything you've taught me. It is an honor to serve with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great.
All right.
Moving right along, at this point, we have to find someone to try to fit those shoes. Pat, this is going to be kind of rough, I know. But I'm looking for a motion to approve my appointment of Pat Scully to fill the vacancy in the Ward 4 for the remaining of the term.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second? Second by Alderman Key. Discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Definitely.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye, aye.
All right. So we'll swear you in later in new business. Just stick around. All right. Keeping in line of retirements, we have the honor of tonight of having with us Patrick Schramm. Pat retired 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago now. Yeah. After 38 years of service to the city of Palos Heights. So Pat, you'd like to kind of come up here and. Pat is in Public Works did a little bit. When you started, how'd you start?
Well, I started the summer of when I was 16, cutting grass.
Okay.
Worked for a couple summers, stayed working on when I was going to Moraine, and just kind of fell into the position and became full-time and became my career.
Okay.
A wonderful career it was.
And a great job you did, too.
Yes,
And,
thank you. I appreciate it.
I think one of the most appreciated things that I see from Pat after he retires, where does he move? He moves into Palos Heights.
That's right.
So
That's right. I've either lived here or worked here my whole life, and now I'm continuing that going.
Great.
Yeah.
What we've got here is a plaque for Pat Schramm for appreciation of 38 years of outstanding service to the residents of Palos Heights.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mayor.
Pat.
Thank you, everybody.
Great job. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Pat was always around and in Public Works, you guys know how hard they work and any time, day or night. I'm sure you don't miss the snow right now, right, Pat, or the cold?
it's cold weather.
Yeah, and the cold out there and everything like that. Huh? All right, moving right along. It's been a while since we've been here. We missed because of the holidays, but I'd like to cover a couple things. Last month, we received our first share of the winnings from somebody's winning, somebody's losing, I guess. The Wind Creek Casino. We received a check for a little over $7,100, which represents November's income. Now that was 3 weeks. Again, now that was the first the grand opening, so there's only 3 weeks of income. But Tom has said probably this month we're going to get $7,800. $7,800. So they'll be looking forward to it on a monthly basis, getting that income starting now. So they're starting to roll in. And then on the police side, they are beneficiary of a $9,000 grant from Commonwealth Edison, and this was put towards the purchase of a 2023 Tesla that we bought last year. And this was a EV kind of grant that was put out there by Commonwealth Edison. They're part of the Southwest Conference of Mayors, and from time to time come up with grants that are available for us to use. So we were fortunate to get that. And then lastly, through the Metropolitan Agency for Planning, we were able to have Applied Research Associates do a digital laser scan of all the streets in the city of Palos Heights. And this is kind of on our ongoing road maintenance program. And they went through and actually documented every street from good to bad and what has to be replaced. We've replaced some of them. And the ones we actually, is kind of ironic, the ones we have scheduled to go into our road program this year were actually the ones they rated as the lowest ones. Now, this cost us $4,000, and that was because of the grant we got. The cost would have been somewhere in the area of $60,000 if we didn't get the grant. So we saved about $50,000 by using the CMAP. And again, those are kind of things that kind of come up from time to time. So. Other than that, that's it. City Clerk, you have anything?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report tonight.
City Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to thank Alderman McGovern for everything. Since I started, he's been on finance, and he's always taken the call, and he's just a great steward for the residents, and he's served us very well over the years.
Thank you.
I learned a lot from you, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
With that, we're getting caught up on the treasurer's report. This is for November 2024. The general fund began the month with $6,450,978. Revenues were $855,765. Expenses from the general fund were $1,065,100. Other source use, $25,164, giving an ending cash balance in the general fund of $6,266,807. Total of all city funds began November with $32,330,307. Revenues were $1,764,501. Expenses were $4,403,105. Other source use $62,150, giving an ending cash balance in all city funds of $29,629,553. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
With that, entertain a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Clifford, seconded by Alderman Grogan. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. City Attorney.
No report.
Anyone have any communication this evening? All right, citizens wishing to ask any questions, address the council? Anybody? Oh. Harlan?
Harlan Wayvoda, 7640 West 135th Street. I'd like to wish everybody Happy New Year. I'd like to welcome my new alderman. I recently read an article in the Regional about Alderman Keyes running for mayor. And I read the article as there are certain things that he's running on and whatever the case may be. And I read the Regional that Mayor Strauss is running for re-election. I noticed we have a new, as we all know, we got Dan Brennan as a new alderman. We have another new alderman here that's going to be taking a fine man who's done a fabulous job over there. I just would like to remind everybody here, there are a lot of people in this town that are hurting right now. And the only words that I've been hearing in a year and a half that I've been coming to city councils again, since I started up again, have been raise, increase. I've seen money being voted on and spent very, very foolishly. I looked at I've seen the city pay $20,000 for a $5,000 paint job at the train station. I've seen the city of Palos Heights pay money for landscaping, thousands of dollars for landscaping, only to rip it out because they're going to change the pool. I've seen the city of Palos Heights paying for treating the grass, a big contract, when we used to do that in-house. When the mayor first got elected, we didn't have any money in our account, and we were very, very, very frugal. Now we got $30,000 thanks to we got a very good city treasurer who's investing our money wisely and doing a great job, and I want to commend you for that. Well, now you have $30 million, but I don't want it to go to everybody's head. There used to be a time when Alderman Basso, Alderman Jack Clifford, Alderman Alan Fulkerson, Dolores Kramarski, they used to question when people wanted to spend money and large sums of money on things. The people who are giving money back are the city of Crestwood. Crestwood recently bought our used vehicles after we bought new vehicles. I don't know if you realize this. Alderman Basso is the one who started the city Palos Heights city sticker. But nowadays people have 4 or 5 cars in their driveways. It's quite an expense to have 4 or 5 city stickers. The city of Orland Park no longer has a city sticker because they canceled theirs. They don't charge people for city stickers anymore in the city of Palos Park. I looked up our tax rate. We used to be one of the lowest tax rates in the Southwest community, and now we're one of the higher ones.
That's not true anymore.
Well, we're higher in Orland Park, and we're higher in Palos Park, the tax levy. I looked it up.
The total levy?
No, I'm talking about the percentage.
Okay.
Tax rate. So, I'll put it in very easy layman terms. I live in a house that is paid for. I have no mortgage on it. Okay, but yet it costs me between the taxes and the insurance, not including water, not including anything else, close to $1,700 a month to live in a house that is paid for. And that's because my city of Palos Heights, when I used to pay $200 to the Palos Heights of my tax bill, now I pay $2,600. So it has just remember, there's people, I'm still employed, but there are people who are retired who have fixed incomes and don't really have this kind of money. And I need for us, since we have a new alderman, another new alderman, and we used to have guys that used to fight for us, you guys recently raised our sewer fee by 50%. By 50%. And then only less than a half a year later, maybe a half a year later, you raise it by another 3%, and Alderman McGrogan's thing says, well, it's just a pass-on fee. So you mean to tell me out of the 50% that you raised it, you could not have just absorbed that 3%? You're nickeling and diming us. And it's getting to where it's getting very difficult. And I'm hoping for whichever one of you wins the election that we go back to watching our nickels and don't just spend our $30 million, put some of it in a rainy day fund and live off the interest. We're just, we're getting a little bit goofy here with some of the things that I see us spending money on that we never used to spend money on like that before. So just a little comment, something that I was thinking about after reading everybody's article and researching a little bit. And if I'm wrong, I apologize, Mayor. Thank
Anyone
you.
else? Anything? Okay, Finance Committee, Alderman McGrogan.
Okay, number 12 on the agenda, Mr. Mayor, is a motion to approve the Palos Heights Police Officer Educational Assistant Program, which is intended to be for qualified educational assistant programs under Section 127 of the Internal Revenue Code.
Moved by Alderman McGrogan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Clifford. Discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
this just so it helps getting a certain type of tax treatment, and it's, well-deserved. I'm sure the chief's here if you wanted anybody to talk, but I think it makes sense.
Okay. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, just one other thing, as others have pointed out, I just wanted to congratulate Jerry, my right-hand man here. He's been on the Finance Committee, Water and Sewer, some of these committees I've been on for 20-some years. Jerry's been in there, like you said, 14. And as Brent and other aldermen have pointed out, he's done a great job. He does a lot of research. He was nice enough before he left to give me all his files, which I think have created a bad backing problem for me, because he does a lot of research on every issue that we've talked about. And I think all of us know that when you're here. It's not just, that he just says yes and no, or yay and nay. I think, Jerry, I've learned a lot from you too, just on the research that you did. And I think one of the things, Brent, we failed to mention, I didn't know this either, but I think we forgot to say that he's also a teacher. And so, we're going to miss you on all the committees.
Thank you.
Thanks. That's it.
Public Safety, Alderman Basso.
Yes, Mayor, I have two items on the agenda this evening. Number 13, motion to approve an ordinance amending Section 35.06, Paragraph A, increasing the number of authorized full-time police officers to 29 full-time police officers.
Moved by Alderman Basso. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski. Discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Item number 14, motion to approve a joint task force agreement between the City of Palos Heights and the Suburban Emergency Response Team, SSERT. This is just a switch of venue. If anyone has any questions on that, Chief Chakowski is here this evening to answer those.
Okay, moved by Alderman Basso. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Any questions? Roll call?
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Not on the agenda, but a couple comments, Mr. Mayor. Recently in the Chicago Tribune, there was a report issued by, I always want to do this with the newspaper, but it doesn't work, Excuse me 1 minute. By the Identity Theft Resource Center, which has done research on cyber crimes. And it gives you the good news, not so much, that cybercrime is expected to increase tremendously in the coming years because of the advances in artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, cyber criminals are putting out actual calls for help because they need so much help while issuing their scams, trying to catch people in scams. There's several reasons for that and several predictions that make that possible. And one is that there's an anticipated lessening of support for government and law enforcement agencies to tackle cybercrime. There's less money for identity theft crime victims. And federal regulations will take a backseat to state regulations. And the returning of the states to self-regulating will cause more confusion and chaos between the criminals and the courts of trying to figure out who takes precedent over which laws. So again, it's a warning for everyone to be alert for any scams, especially those that hit us on the telephone and through our internet, our telephone and our computers, et cetera, et cetera. You can't be warned enough. We keep reading in the newspaper about people getting scammed by the same scams that everybody knows about, not specifically new ones. And we have to remind us elder folks about the scams that come across the telephone. Number one is it's tax time, and you're going to start getting phone calls from people suggesting that they are IRS agents and they're going to come to your house, they're going to fine you, they want payment with gift cards, et cetera, et cetera. Please be aware again and again and again that those are scam calls. I read in the newspaper or on the patch that someone was scammed out of $10,000 with a Bitcoin scam just recently, a couple weeks ago. Also, our police chief would like us to remind everyone to lock their tool sheds, something that sounds inconvenient and probably is, especially in the summertime. One more thing to do, lock and unlock your shed every time you go for a rake. But recently in Palos Heights, 4 motorcycles were stolen from an unlocked shed. So it's an alert to everybody to be consciously aware all the time. I can't emphasize that enough. And on top of all that good news, I'd like to wish everyone a Happy New Year, and please stay unscammed if you can. Thank you.
Is that a word, unscheme?
I'll look it up.
Okay. Alderman Begley, municipal grounds and
Thank
property?
you, Mayor. I actually have no items on my report this evening from municipal grounds or property, but I also just wanted to echo everyone's sentiment. Congratulations to Alderman McGovern. Congratulations, Pat. Thanks for all your hard work, and congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, planning and zoning, you can't give a report since you're not in office anymore, but I assume there's nothing, so we'll move on to Alderman Key and recreation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Excuse me. I'd like to make a motion to approve payment number 5 to Simpson Construction in the amount of $191,861.10 for work completed on the pool improvement project.
Moved by Alderman Key, or second by Alderman Clifford. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Aye.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Beckley.
Yes.
Then I'd like to make a motion to approve payment to Dottie & Sons Concrete LLC in the amount of $81.95 and no cents for dry play equipment as part of the pool improvement project.
Moved by Alderman Key. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan. Alderman Begley. Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
And then I'd like to make a motion to approve payment to Dell Software in the amount of $15,679.77 for a new Power Edge R760 XS rack server for the Recreation Department.
Moved by Alderman Key. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Brennan. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Then I'd like to make a motion to approve payment to Vermont Systems in the amount of $87.60 and no cents for VSI Cloud Hosting Services.
Moved by Alderman Key. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes. And then I'd like to make a motion to direct a city attorney to create an ordinance declaring the following vehicle as surplus and sell the 2002 Ford E-Series Silver Van VIN IFB SS3IL92HA99617.
Second.
Did that really well.
You have to practice that.
Moved by Alderman Key, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
All right, roads and construction, Alderman Clifford.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion to adopt the night resolution to utilize MFT funds and rebuild Illinois funds for salt deliveries, roadway resurfacing, Harold Avenue reconstruction, stormwater improvement, and Cypress Avenue reconstruction in the amount of $947,510.
Moved by Alderman Clifford, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
And that's all part of what you mentioned earlier about the street reconstruction in the city, some major projects over on Cypress Avenue over there, repaving, reconstructing the street. There's a big water issue over there we took care of along with the cooperation with the MWRD. Next is the motion to approve and solicit bids for the Harold Avenue drainage improvements and the Cypress Avenue reconstruction.
Moved by Alderman Clifford, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And last, motion to approve payment to Morris Engineering for engineering services of various projects throughout the city in the amount of $14,337.75.
Moved by Alderman Clifford, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Yes. And other than that, it's just thanks to our Public Works Director and our staff to putting this plan together for the city on the roads and categorizing them. The report came back pretty generous. I mean, you would think, I have been looking at a picture here of what's in red, and there isn't a lot of red, which are the bad streets. But we've also decided to do the bad ones first, because they'll just cost more to us later, and get those done. So there's going to be quite a bit of work going on this summer with those extra funds that Build Real Illinois and some from the federal government, hopefully. But I'd like to thank the mayor and Adam for sitting down with that company and getting this program moving. Thank you.
You're welcome.
End of my report.
All right. License permits and franchises, Alderman Lewandowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report.
Got nothing? Okay. Alderman Brennan, water and sewer.
Yeah, number 23, I'd like to make a motion to adopt an ordinance providing for a 3.5% water and sewer rate increase effective January 1, 2025.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan, second by Alderman Key. Discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to recommend and propose an additional slight amendment, just adding on after the word, or after January 1st, 2025, with all sewer and water assessed usage billed at the end of the first quarter 2025.
Read it.
Yeah, in other words, it's a little vague on that, so when do we actually bill it? It's assessed, the 3.5% goes in, we're not affecting that, but it doesn't say how it's calculated. I had some discussions today with the city and also with some of the aldermen, and I think to further clarify it's effective January 1st and then billed at the end of the first quarter of 2025.
So the usage beginning January 1st, you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Well, when you're, like, from people, everybody in this room, we're using our water every day. So from this point on,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
from January 1st through March 30th, we would then be charged and billed
Right.
at that point.
Yeah, so the usage beginning January
Yes,
1st.
because it was a little unclear based on discussions today where they thought it might, based on the first billing, which it's kind of technical, but would go back to October, November, and December of
At the old rate.
of 2023 or 2024, because we sent the bills out just recently. So the first billing would have been based on the last quarter of last year, where this makes it.
Well, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just based on, we're lining up the apples with the apples. We're charging it, and you get charged in the first quarter.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's just technical, but it'll give the people in the city a better understanding of how they're actually calculating it.
Mike, I think you're technically being charged from January 1st, though. So you're saying that the bill would come out after the first quarter.
well, we bill in arrears. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, the way it looks on the bills that just went out, if you take a look at your bills, like, the billing, the effective raise, which we're approving tonight, actually was assessed going into the last quarter of last year. And that's not the intent with the people when we were voting at this, at sewer and water, that was like, we thought that, you know, was the next billing cycle, which was 2025, which is now. So there's no question that, as Harlan pointed out, we're trying to pass along the water charge that we get from ALSIP into this calendar year, which is what this motion says. We're just clarifying when they actually have to start paying, which will be at the end of the quarter.
Yes,
Right.
I agree.
Okay.
Is that, Dan, you read it from too?
That's right, so we get charged in the first quarter, for the first quarter's rates, as opposed to the fourth quarter of last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if Dan had accepted the motion, I think it's, you know, as a member of the finance committee, I think it's perfect. Anybody
I have a
second it?
question on that.
Yeah.
I have a water bill dated for the last quarter, 2024, and I think this is the first time I noticed this new format of information on the back of the water bill. I look back at a couple other bills and I see the other format. On the back of this new bill, it tells you how to pay your utility bill. It gives you instructions on your senior citizen discount, how to apply for that. It tells you what water-saving tips are, and it tells you when the late fee kicks in. It also suggests that you go to, again, palosheights.org to find out the current rate information. It took me, I was on the water committee for about 15 years, I think, or more, and it took me much of that time to try to get information printed on the back of this water bill that tells you how to read your water bill and how to determine how much you're paying for water, and what percentage you get for a discount if in fact you get it, or how the gallonage is calculated, how the charges are calculated. And suddenly that's gone again. I just wonder if that's coming back, or, you know, is the 3.5% going to be explained on the back of a water bill in the future when it comes out? I can guarantee that most people don't know how to read this water bill.
Okay.
I'm pretty disappointed that was changed. From what I'm understanding, this change didn't come through committee. It's just.
I didn't know it had changed, to tell you the truth. It changed recently, just
Well,
this
I
bill?
think this is the first time I've noticed it.
Yeah, Mayor, I brought mine just in case there was a question on what I just discussed. I don't have anything on the back of mine. I mean, I brought it as an exhibit, you know, and I actually have the one from September, you know, and I don't know, maybe I don't know, Adam, are we putting these things, the explanations on the back?
Yeah, that comes out of the building department. We'll look into it, give an explanation of it. And I don't know why you have two inconsistent.
This came out of committee back in October, wasn't it, or November? The discussion about the 3.5%.
Well, 3.5 was passed in December.
Yeah, December.
And that's
First
a
week of
pass on,
December.
so I get this, it came from Chicago to ALSIP, and ALSIP for their mechanical needs and improvements. And that 3.5 covers some of that, and that
Right.
comes to us, correct?
Right.
That's the chain of events.
Mhm.
And there's no way to lower those or absorb any, would it be?
We did last year. We took it.
Pardon?
We absorbed it last year. That's why.
All right.
Mayor?
Yes.
I'm not sure, but before we vote on the amendment, I'm not sure anybody seconded it.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We mentioned we need a roll call. Sorry, it's an ordinance. Roll call.
Okay.
That's it.
And this is on the amendment with the, okay,
On the motion with the amendment, yeah.
okay. Alderman Basso,
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski,
Aye.
Alderman Key,
Yes.
Alderman McGovern,
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan,
Yes.
Alderman Clifford,
Aye.
Alderman Brennan,
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
And then I'd like to make a motion to approve soliciting bids for the 131st Street water main lining project.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor, point of order. Don't we have to vote?
That's what I'm asking. Is that on the amendment or is that on
We
the?
have to vote on
And a vote on the original one did not go through,
Oh.
just the amendment.
Okay, we need a motion on the original with the,
Okay.
as amended, okay. You approve
That's
the-
why I asked. It's with the amendment, right?
Well, the first roll call was just for the amendment being added. Now we need a motion. with-
Oh, As amended, okay.
amended.
Right.
Okay, so we need,
Point of order, we need a roll call to add an amendment before we even voted on it?
We thought, she was taking it as the amended motion.
That's how I took it too, that's what I thought I
Yeah,
voted on.
So
the
this-
first one is to vote, the first one was to amend, and the second one is with the actual
I
amendment.
think
Should
we
we
have to
read it
approve
with the
his-
amendment
his
and maybe?
Request to amend it.
He requested
They
amendment.
broke it into two. I think we maybe could have done it into one, but it sounds like we're voting on
Right, 'cause
two things.
Chairman Brennan could have just adjusted his motion, right? To amended his motion to.
Right.
Yeah, but we voted on the amendment. So now we're voting it as amended, so.
Okay.
Roll call.
Okay, Alderman Key?
Yes.
Alderman McGovern?
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan?
Yes.
Alderman Clifford?
Aye.
Alderman Brennan?
Yes.
Alderman Begley?
Yes.
Alderman Basso?
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski?
Aye.
That's it for me, Mr.
Great, thank you. Business and Economic Development, Alderman Key?
No report, Mr.
All
Mayor.
right. Cable TV, nothing? We did that. Yep. Citizens wishing to ask questions? Okay. All right, we have some old business. We're gonna have some new business now. We have to swear in Alderman, to elect Scully. He's not elect, though, he's appointed. Alderman appointed Scully.
Fill the vacancy.
Which they can see on the TV there.
Okay, I get the honors to
Here
swear
was
you
the
in.
rates from
Raise your right hand.
and there.
And I didn't get to thank Alderman McGovern, but he's just the
Yeah,
best, and he knows that, him and his family. And it's my honor to swear you in, so if you could raise your right hand. I, Patrick Scully, have been duly appointed as Ward 4 Alderman
That's
Have been
224.
duly appointed as Ward 4
Where's that paper
Alderman
at?
in the city of Palos Heights,
in the city of Palos Heights,
in the county of Cook,
in the county
Bill,
of Cook,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the
Yes,
Constitution
minimum.
of the state of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and I will faithfully and impartially discharge
the duties of this office
the duties of this office
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Take care, guys.
Now it'll be
Jerry, I too want to say thank you. Being a resident of the Fourth Ward, I thank you for your stewardship over the last 14 years and running our ward and efficiently as you have. I want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the honor, frankly, in thinking me and appointing me to fulfill the balance of his term and encouraging me as well to seek office on an elected basis, which will happen in April. And I just hope that the residents of Palos, that the business community of Palos, and this council as a whole find some value from my efforts.
Thank you, Pat. Well, thank you for accepting, too. That means a lot.
all right. We'll be in touch.
Yeah,
water bill
take your
just
seat.
You're shipping yourself. You didn't tell me about.
You have to adjust the seat now there, Pat. You just-
Congratulations, and good luck to you. And you know more about
Got a
this.
new roommate.
You know more about this than the other 8 do, so.
All right, any other new business? With that, motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
First one.